up, YouTube? This is gonna be my Iron Fist Episode 1 review. Now, first off, to address all of the stupid whitewashing complaints and cultural appropriation complaints and all this crap, I didn't feel that it took away from the story at all. First of all, I read a lot of comic books as a kid, and I'd always known Iron Fist, or Danny Rand, to be white. He was a white character, okay? And for people to complain, yeah, I mean, Iron Fist is a title. There have been many Iron Fists. He's not the one that we know most commonly is white, okay? But there have been Iron Fists in the past that have not been white. I don't understand. I mean, I can see where people are coming from with all the Asian influences and people complain about this white savior thing. But they didn't complain about that in Daredevil. I don't get it. Daredevil is basically a ninja. With all the Asian influences in Daredevil, you'd think that people would be like, well, it's just a white savior Netflix series. I mean, look at Elektra. Elektra is also a ninja, and she's not Asian. I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy that plays Daredevil is not Asian either, right? So I just don't get it. I mean, Iron Fist is white. He's white. He is a white person. Like, if you look at the movie Karate Kid, it's basically the same scenario, right? And no one's up in our, Karate Kid, white savior movie. No, white people can learn Kung Fu as well, right? I mean, So imagine, for example, if they cast Luke Cage as a white person, or as an Indian person, or as any other race other than black. Readers of the comic book would be like, what? That's ridiculous. I mean, Luke Cage, Power Man, is black. He's a black guy, right? He's not white. He's not anything else. So if they cast Luke Cage as another race just for the sake of being diverse, people would be like, what the heck? Who? This is not Luke Cage, right? Same goes for Daredevil. You wouldn't cast Daredevil as black or Asian or anything because he's white. Daredevil is white. And if your argument is, well, people weren't upset about cultural appropriation in Daredevil because Daredevil's white, Iron Fist is white. Iron Fist is white. He's white. Look it up. He's white. He's white. Okay? That being said, I really liked it. I really, really liked episode 1. It's a slow burn, which that's fine. You hear everyone saying, oh, well, the first 6 episodes were a slow burn. But for me, I like that sort of stuff. I don't need this Michael Bay entertain me immediately, right? I mean, I love the fight scenes in Daredevil, the iconic hallway fight scenes. Cool. But the thing is, I don't think you can tackle that right away with Iron Fist because he would just go straight to being on the radar and getting arrested and everything like that. And so I like the way that they handled it. I love the intro. It looks like something out of Street Fighter. I'm pretty sure they almost ripped it straight from Street Fighter. It's really, really sick. I really, really like it. And I like that Danny Rand is this crazy hobo, right? Like, if you think about it, they handled it really well, because if someone came back that you hadn't seen in 15 years, or you didn't even know it was them, and they're claiming to be someone you haven't seen in 15 years, and they start spouting on about Kunlun and Xiao Lao, the Undying, and stuff like that, and defeating a dragon, and now they have these mystical powers, and regurgitate all of these, mystical, Eastern things, you'd be like, okay, maybe you're a little crazy, right? And so I feel like they tackled it really well. I like Hobo Danny Rand. I like the fact that he's just, it's real to him, right? He everything he says, he's like, well, I mean, this is this, and he says it in a matter-of-factly and very factual, and everyone just treats him like he's some crazy guy. I like his interactions with Big Al, the other homeless guy, who just assumes he's just another one of the homeless guys. He's like, gives him a sandwich and just hanging out with him, and Danny Rand spouting off all this Eastern mysticism, and he's just like, okay, man, cool. Just have fun while you're doing it. And I really appreciated that. I started to think that what's her name? I can't remember her name. The Meacham sister was gonna be good, and then Ward was gonna be the bad one, and then they'd sort of end up fighting each other. But towards the end of the episode, you find out she's evil too, man. She's pretty sneaky too. So I'm glad that they finally did that. I like Colleen Wing. I like the fact that just Danny in his interactions with other people is like, I've never had coffee. And then at one point he's driving a car, and I'll try not to spoil it too much, but he's like, I haven't driven a car since my dad had me on his lap, so I don't know. and like all the stuff on his iPod is like outdated, and he listens to a lot of hip hop, which I love. Which is it's going to be a great coming together point with Luke Cage, and I'm super super duper excited about that aspect. I like how they're working in his powers and the sort of mystical. They make it in a realistic way where it's not a ton of visual effects. It's sort of just very practical, and you're sort of led to use your imagination with a lot of the stuff that they did. I liked his interactions with Colleen Wing. I liked that from his training and everything like that, and from the existence that he's had for the past 15 years, he's very formal. I will spoil this part, so if you don't want to hear anything from it, then just click away, I guess, or pause it or mute it or whatever. I like his interaction with Colleen Wing, where he's like, he starts speaking Mandarin, and she's like, look, I don't, just speak, Chinese or Japanese. I haven't spoke Mandarin in a long time. He's like, okay, trying to get a job at the dojo. And she kind of shoos him away. Later in the episode, he meets up at her dojo, and he's like, I would like to challenge your master. And she's kind of freaked out because it's this very old school kung fu movie, Wing Chun versus Shaolin sort of scenario. And she's like, all right, no. He's like, that is protocol. I visit your dojo, I challenge your master. And she's like, well, I'm the master and I decline. And she's like, holds this practice sword up to his neck, and he's like, psh, that's a practice sword. And she's like, you don't want to know what it's like hitting you in the face. And he's like, I do know what it's like hitting me in the face. Ask, some like his master back in Kunlun. And so I really like how because it's just like comedy. Playing a crazy person or playing someone who has a different belief system in a movie or in a TV show that's different than everyone else's belief system, you can't be like over the top and overtly weird, right? Everything that you say and everything that you believe needs to be real to you. And I think that the guy who plays Iron Fist, I can't remember his name, really captures that. He really captures that. Like I said, he's quoting this famous like Eastern mysticism stuff, and whenever he talks about it, it's very real to him. It's just matter of fact, like, yeah, I trained in Kunlun. And she's like, where is that? And he's like, oh, you can't get there. And so I feel like that, in contrast to everyone else, and the fact that he's been gone, as well as his appearance looking like a hobo, which I love, it really creates a really good dynamic of, hey, he's the heir to this huge Fortune 500 company, and everyone thinks he's just some weird person spouting off this crazy hobo jargon. But anyway, I didn't want to spoil too much, so I didn't want to go on at length, but highlights, I really like the intro. The fighting, they made it seem like everything he's doing is like real delicate and easy. Towards the beginning with his fight with the security guards, it just seemed like he was just like bloop bloop bloop, and they're done. Yeah, I'm excited to see episode 2. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you liked about it down in the comments below. That's gonna be it. You guys have been great. I have been the Danger Moss, and I will see you next time.